ASMR, Nova Star. Hi, welcome to my little pet store. So you're looking into getting a little baby bearded dragon. Yeah, they're very sweet. Yes, they're very sweet. Okay, so I'm going to give you the basics, okay? So as you see this tree here, it's usually for when they're a little bit bigger. He's almost getting a little big for it. So we have these little ones as well. These little trees. There's a little bit of moss and it's glued in. It's all safe. So it's just made of wood. He really liked this one, but his belly's getting a little big and there's some little sharp edges on here that might not be good for such a big belly. Yeah. What's this? What's this? What is that? Oh, you remember that, don't ya? Okay. So, to start off with, I guess, I have some books on bearded dragons. And although most of them have pretty much the same basic information, there's different pictures and more of a write-up on certain topics in them. So you might want to get a couple just to be able to refer to. Okay? Right. I'm going to flip that over so you don't get scared. Yeah. They prefer to be by themselves in their terrariums. And I'll give you all the sizes and all the details of everything afterwards. I'm just going to show you the basics for now. So I have these little food dishes. Look like rocks. They blend in very nice. Just little. Yeah. This is PYRO. He's a year old. He's a sweetie. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's very curious, so he might move on us. Here's another little one that he loved. Little cactus decorations. They've got very soft plastic spikes on it. Very soft. So when they get bigger, you can leave it in there just for your enjoyment for decoration, but as they get bigger, he's not going to sit on it. Yeah. You want to see this? What is that? You remember that, don't you? What is that? And then you also have, this is actually pretty neat because it has holes in the back. Actually makes it pretty fun for them to hunt. And for meat, they mainly eat crickets. And speaking of crickets, I do sell them. When you get a baby, you want the pinhead crickets, the little baby ones. You don't want anything bigger than the area between their eyes, because they might choke. So I also have these little cricket carriers, and they climb up into the black tubes. It makes it easy. You can just take the tubes out. I'm not going to, it's stuck in there. You just take the tubes out, and then you put them in a little container where their vitamins go. So we have multivitamin, and you mix that with calcium. They need these, yeah. Okay, so I'll show you how to do all that after. And for their water, it takes a little bit of training, doesn't it, to get them to drink out of still water out of a bowl. I have packages that come with 2 of these on sale right now. It's the perfect size for a little bit of water. And what I would recommend is some water conditioner, just to get rid of some of the chemicals in the water that might harm them. Okay, so another thing, with Pyro, he does not eat the pellets. Some bearded dragons do. When they're young, you want to try and start them off, add a little bit of water so it's a little bit mushy for them. So we have, this is for adults, and this one is for juveniles. And what you can do is anything that the bearded dragon isn't eating, you can feed to the crickets, and they end up getting it anyways. Yeah, so it's kind of simple like that. Another thing you're gonna need, and I don't have them right now here, is a basking light for heat. And you're also gonna need a UVB and a UVA bulb, so they get the same as the sun. You know, the vitamin D, all that stuff. So I'll show you that after. Okay, so we got basking light, the other light. What else do you need? Food, water. What else do you need? Oh, another thing is you can bathe them. You don't want the water any taller than their elbow when they're babies. And it's the same kind of water as you would a baby, lukewarm. This guy loves his baths. Oh yeah, you heard bath, didn't ya? Gets excited. So, I'm trying to think of what else I can go. Oh, another thing too. I have a sample here. I have a sample here of some plants, some foliage. Although they are desert animals, they do like the plants. If you spray them, it's another thing. You need to mist them for hydration, especially if they're not drinking out of their dishes. And a bath will also help with hydration. But when you spritz the plants, they will drink the water that drips off. This is just a small one, and it has a little suction cup on the back, so you can just stick it to the glass. Pyro has a lot of plants. He likes to sleep under them. Another thing, I know there's a lot. I'll give you a list. Another thing also, okay, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. On one end, where you have the heat coming from above, you want to have the other end on the cooler side. But on that side, what I like to do, and everybody's different, is I like to have a heating pad. It just sticks to the bottom of the terrarium, and it's about this big. It's about this big. You know, just keeps them warm. Doesn't it? Yeah, you're hyper today. Oh, what? Yeah. So I can give you some tips. Do you want... how old do you want to buy a bearded dragon? How old would you like it? Just a baby. Okay, I'll just tell you now, if you do want a male, you're usually not going to be able to tell the sex of it until they say about a year, but with this guy I could tell there's bumps under their tail near their vent, and the 2 bumps is boy and the 1 bump is girl. Another thing you can tell is their faces are wider as males and the females' faces are narrower. So if you want to get one that's that young, you're not going to be able to tell if it's a boy or girl. That's the only thing. So is that okay with you? Is it okay with you? Yeah? Alright. Okay. Let me see if I have... I'm gonna take some information down. Okay? So what was your name? And how do you spell your last name? Okay. Okay, perfect. And your phone number? Okay, awesome. Alright, and you're looking for a juvenile bearded dragon. Okay. Alright, do you have an email address? '63. Okay, another thing that I recommend actually for Pyro, I have this book and I have his food, his feedings, his body, his habits, and his temperatures. I haven't written in it for a while because he's on a pretty consistent schedule. Not a lot changes, and they do shed, so that is something to keep in mind to document, because the more they shed, the better. When they're smaller, it's a good, healthy thing. It means they're growing, and a nice way to ease, because if they get itchy, to ease some of the stress when they're shedding is to give them a bath. It feels really nice for them. So what I did was I wrote vegetables that he can't have, vegetables he can. He's on an 80% vegetable diet right now, 20% meat. And I'll go over the rest of that with you after. And I have also his meat. They kind of feel like a kitten, like, you know, yeah. They don't scratch like that though. They're pretty gentle. Anyways, I have the meat he can have and what he prefers, and I have what to avoid, things like that. So his feedings, his body, that's about his shedding, and his habits. This guy is obsessed with oscillating fans. He is mesmerized by them. So he must be so excited. Yeah. What? You're hyper today. Yeah. He gives kisses. Yeah. He is just an inland bearded dragon. He's not, I have translucents. They're gorgeous. They have the blues and the whites in them. I also have leatherbacks. They have a nice smooth back. This guy's got big spikes. Oh, yeah. What you doing? Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a couple dragons that are a little bit older as well, and see. I have 2 males and I have 3 females, so if that would be your choice, but I know they're only this big, the babies, right now, and they're ready to go. It's gonna be hard to choose. Okay, come on, let's go take a look.